Welcome everyone, Pat Mitchell here with Tricktrades, and today I've got a real badass video lesson for you that is going to get directly to the point, and I promise if you watch the full video right to the end, by the end of this you are going to be able to implement this education, this free education, directly into your day trading today. Now, this episode is going to be on exactly how to trade daily moving averages on the daily chart, lining them up with the intraday. So basically how to execute a daily moving average intraday. Before we get into the charts, I want to just give you some of my thoughts as to why daily moving averages are so powerful. Now, I am not a fan. First and foremost, I am not a fan of indicators. Indicators, not only are they lagging, they are like baby's blankets. They are something that a lot of traders look for over confirmation, when instead they should just be strictly trading support and resistance. Simple support and simple resistance. There's a reason why support and resistance is support and resistance. It has a lot to do not only with the technicals, but the psychological side of day trading and human nature. If you could peel everything back to its base layer, all setups, technical or otherwise, all boil down, strip down to being a psychological setup or a human nature setup. These stocks do these things for a reason, folks. Humans are wired a certain way, and they are going to buy stocks and sell stocks and short stocks, whatever, at certain points, because it is human nature. You need to remember that, and the sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be. So, moving averages. I use the 5 EMA, now this is the daily chart, the 5 EMA, the 9 EMA, the 50 SMA, and the 200 SMA. Now, some people ask me, why don't you use the 20? Well, the 20 goes in and out of style. You gotta trust me on this. Sometimes it works phenomenally, and other times it doesn't. It depends on the market. It depends on the time of year that we're in. Now, some people ask me, well, why don't you use the 100 or the 8 EMA instead of the 9 EMA? Guys, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You want to choose the most common, the most popular moving average and indicators, and that's why I can't stand indicators. A lot of them are off-the-wall indicators that only very few traders use, and you need that volume behind that indicator for it to work. That's why I stick with the most common, the 5 EMA, the 9 EMA, the 50 SMA, and the 200 SMA on the daily chart. The intraday chart, the indicators I use are simply 9 EMA, 50 EMA, and the VWAP, and that's it. I use them very specifically, and that's how you should be using indicators as well, okay? So now that that's out of the way, you need to remember that these stocks, they do the same things over and over and over again. There's nothing really new. Sure, you'll catch the occasional day where some different type of price action that wasn't the same as the day before, but it's fairly rare. That's why we trade market leaders. Market leaders are very predictable, and that's why I pound the table and I preach playing and trading proper stocks. At Tricktrades, if you want to become a real trader trading real stocks, that's where you come. We don't piss around with penny stocks, and there's a reason for it. Penny stocks are full of emotional newbies and traders that, for the most part, most of them, and some people will disagree, but the fact is a lot of them don't know what the fuck they're doing. So why not trade a professional stock where professionals trade them that follow the rules, okay? So let's get into the charts now, because I want to show you exactly what I'm talking about and how to execute on these trades and some thoughts behind it, okay? Now, you're not going to be able to take these trades, obviously, every day. This is a setup that is only for when we are going to test a moving average. Now, let's get into the charts. So we have SPY here. The example we're going to use is from yesterday on the SPY. The SPY is the S&P 500 ETF, which is what we use to gauge and track the market. We also trade it. This here Now, please keep in mind, I'm going to zoom in so that you can see. Do you see how the 9 EMA is above the bottom? You see the tip is down below the 9 EMA? You need to keep in mind that while this was happening, it was coming right into the 9 EMA. It was right now, if you follow my mouse, the 9 EMA was more so like this. Okay? The reason why it's above is because the candle went up, it bounced off of that level, drawing the price action up. It sucks the moving average up a little bit. So that's why it's not a perfect bottom tick. So SPY opens up yesterday and dumps right out. So how do you catch that move? Well, I'm going to show you. Let's get into the intraday chart. This is a 1 minute chart, folks. There is a reason why I pound the table and I tell you guys to use the 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart will give you tons of subtleties that you will not simply see. You won't see on other charts. SPY opens up, takes it one tick. Do you see where this is what Tricktrades traders were trained to take, okay? This is no joke. That one candle tick came right directly smack dab to the penny into a level of 330.80. The top tick was 330.81, okay? Now my level was 330.80. Some of them caught it. Now, it seems really scary trading right out of the gate. That's a whole different video lesson. It is not. A lot of that you think is going fast and moving fast is simply inside your head. There is no difference between the first candle and the last candle of the day. It's all the same shit. It's a lot of just emotional and how you're perceiving the charts. That's stuff that we can work on. But that's a different trade. So, to get back on point. Sorry guys, I get excited about this shit. So, I will mark out, got to go back in, and low of day, okay? The 9 EMA was actually just a hair below at the time. At the time that this was unfolding, it was a hair below. So I'm going to set a level for you guys to show you, okay? And this will be the 9 EMA, just for like instructional purposes, obviously. It was right there. It was just below, okay? Now this also, there was a little gap that the SPY filled. So many members of Tricktrades caught this trade, it would blow you away, guys. It would absolutely blow you away, and then they caught the short up here, okay? From highs to lows and lows to highs. This is how we trade. This is no joke. This is proper education. So, how do you take this trade, okay? How do you execute this trade? I'm going to tell you, so listen up, and if you have to rewatch this, although it may sound simple, rewatch this. As the market opens, it dumps out. There is a very, very, very strong support and or resistance level below the price action that it is coming into, okay? Now, this candle here, where it tried to bounce, this third candle in, it levels out. You can see here how it tries to level out for a quick minute, okay? That's important. That is something that I call the fight or flight moment in a stock, that it is either going to bounce there and then reverse and piss around, or it will magnet to that level. Once it proves that it is going to come down lower, it has absolutely no fucking choice but to come down and test that level. You need to trust the technicals and you need to trust what I'm saying right now, because if you do, it will make you money. You need to trust this, folks, okay? When it picks that direction, if it keeps coming down lower, it will, in capital letters, W-I-L-L, it will come down to test that level. Now, depending on strength or weakness, it depends on where it's going to bounce. It will come right and magnet right into this level. If this was the 9 EMA, which pretty well that was, it's within a penny or two, okay? The reason why it didn't test this, there was another, and I can't scroll back, but there was another level there. There was a gap fill. Once it comes into striking distance and you are comfortable with the risk, pull the trigger, okay? And give it a standard risk. Now, standard risk is something that I only teach at Tricktrades. And if you want to learn more about it, you can come to Tricktrades. That standard risk is our risk strategy. We have an entry strategy and we have a risk strategy. The risk strategy is designed specifically to keep you in the trade just long enough, not being a bag holder, but just long enough for the stock to do whatever it wants to do and finally come in. It is also designed with market makers' games in mind to make you hold that last little bit. How many of you, I've got a question for you, how many of you guys stop out right at the last second and then it ends up, the stock reverses and goes in the direction you wanted it to? Come on guys, all of you, raise your hands, you know I'm right. Standard risk simply will blow your mind, guys. I am telling you. So many traders have turned their game around just because of our risk strategy. Not even just our entry strategy, but the risk strategy. So as it comes into the level, you simply take the trade, period, end of story, end of discussion, okay? Now, this is important. Now, some of you will say, oh, but it didn't come down and quite test it. It doesn't matter, guys. Once it comes within striking distance, a little secret that professionals tell new traders all the time, but new traders don't, it doesn't seem to sink in with them. You just simply take the trade and you risk off of a level, and that's it. Take the trade, risk off a level. Take the trade, risk off a level. Once it comes into a comfortable area to go long or go short at, pull the trigger, guys. That's it. And then what does it do? It has no choice but to bounce. Look at where the volume is. The volume is coming in there, okay? Now, another beautiful trade, just a little side note and a little bonus here. Once it came back in to test this level, and this is where the level was. This level, although I placed it here for you guys on this video lesson, this level was here pre-market, before the market even opened. Our traders at Tricktrades were prepared and they shorted this and they rode this down. They paid themselves at VWAP and they paid themselves towards this double bottom-ish area or coming back up, and it even gave another opportunity. These, some people will perceive as scalps, but I'll tell you what, guys, if I can make a predictable over a point, almost $1.25 a share short and $1.25 a share long, and then another $1.25 a share short again, predictably every day. This is why so many traders at Tricktrades simply have massively ridiculous green streaks, not just days green, weeks and months green every day. I'm telling you guys, I can't stress enough the magic that happens at Tricktrades, and that's why I get so passionate about this. I know how hard it can be to find an educator that gives a shit, but with this knowledge and this education and this information, you got to remember, this is just the free stuff, guys. I want you guys to come to Tricktrades. I want to change your trading. I want to change your life. Give me an opportunity to do that, and let's do this. So on that note, folks, I'm going to wrap this up. Have a great weekend, have a great day, safe trading, and if you want to become a real trader, trading real stocks, come to tricktrades.com and let's get this done. Adios, folks.